probably
Well, I just clicked the button, so we should be live.
I should probably leave.
Oh, bye.
Should probably get out while the going's good.
Yeah, pretty much.
I haven't failed the dice roll yet tonight. I'm gonna just step out while I'm ahead.
Wait, that means I can't crit or roll any dice. Damn it! My Monday game was canceled this week. Ugh.
All right.
Not the Monday game.
Well, I mean,
someone's got a case of the Mondays.
Last week my character died. Last week my character died because literally the two healers went, "I'm gonna do damage this time, lol."
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah.
I had a campaign. I had a session Sunday with D&D campaign that I'm in. We were doing our best not to kill a werebear because one of our party members worships like the goddess of were things. And realized like halfway through killing it that that's a bad idea and it's enraged. So we're like, yeah. So we're thinking all these ways to maybe calm it down and talk to it so we don't have to kill it. And we're spending like half an hour on this, and the GM's finally just like, guys, there's such a thing as non-lethal damage, right? And we're all like,
yeah, talking to it.
We're like, we could have just knocked this thing out 30 minutes ago.
Well done. Hi,
everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play 3 Galaxies. Session 116? Is
that what? Yes, 116.
Wow. Hey.
Yeah, we've been going.
We've done a session or two.
Yeah, we've done a session or two. That reminds me, I tweet sorted. Whoops.
So while you're doing that, I'll do a quick recap. So last session, you guys were not going to say that. You guys were neck deep in a problem where you were on a ship full of invisible people and invisible things. It seems to be an enchantment that is a permanent enchantment until it is resolved, and they have enlisted your aid, since being invisible is cool for an hour or two, but forever it poses more problems than good, especially if you're trading merchants and you like to, trade with people. So you've been trying to help them out. In return, they promised to sail you back to the Rift so you can get home. However, you did learn that is also a very long way away, as you are currently underground on the other side of the world. But in your endeavor, you first needed to find a navigation stone, which is a magical stone that allows the crew to navigate underground, the underground oceans. And you went diving for it, fought a couple of trolls, killed a couple of trolls, and reclaimed the orb. Isaac unleashed a really cool weapon, and then you all went back up to the surface.
Yay, I was useful.
And you got the orb, so you were able to track down or navigate back to where the wizard was that apparently created this enchantment, either on purpose or accidentally. That is yet to be decided. And as you approach the cove, he was the wizard that you were looking for. Was dropped off in a old set of ruins to do experiments. The wizard was Sans, S-A-W-N-S. He was dropped off in these ruins far away to do experiments to where he wouldn't reportedly hurt anyone. And as you arrived at these ruins, you found, or as you were sailing up to them, you found unexpected visitors in the form of a ship with a crew of dark elves that seemed to be anchored at the beach leading up to the ruins. I believe you also saw a small party on the beach, but for the most part, they were on the ship. It was clear that you had seen them, they had seen you, but they're too far away to really tell what they're doing yet. Also, your gnome captain, who, just from memory, is Captain Threepwood, informed you that dark elves, while they seem to be upstanding and decent people, they really, really, really dislike magic, to the point of murdering people who practice it, seeing it as a mortal sin. And the fact that the entire crew happens to be invisible at the moment, with the exception of you four, does seem to pose a problem. And we ended the session there so that you guys would have some time to think of how you wanted to handle this, because they have definitely seen you. They haven't started approaching you yet, but they definitely know you're there. And they do happen to be on the beach where you are wanting to go. So I'm going to open this up. I don't know if you guys want to open this up more in a conversation. Let's go ahead and start it in character. That way, if you have any questions for the gnomes, of course, you can ask it. But we'll just open it up there. And I will keep you updated as to the situation with the Dark Elves themselves. At the moment, not enough time has passed for them to do much, and you're too far away to really see how they're reacting to you. And we'll just start there.
I had a question I wanted to ask, and it immediately left my brain.
Sure. Yes, the ship is made. It's not mahogany, but it is a very close relative, and it is extremely high quality wood.
Is
Weather
it
treated,
maple? Red oak?
It's mahogany.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll add that to my character sheet. Nose mahogany.
Starts taking.
So how many A's does mahogany have?
3.
3. Okay.
Mm.
Got it.
Okay. Well, then maybe I should say it this way. Any questions before we jump in character?
Not I. Wait.
Not
How far are we away? Like, if we start planning, will they hear us because we're like next?
No, certainly not. No. You are far enough away that if you use like a telescope or a looking glass, or if you're a kid, you can probably see their forms moving around the ship. You're close enough that with that you can tell they're dark elves, certainly, but you can't see facial expressions. You certainly can't hear them talking. If you shouted really loud, it may carry to them. You are still probably a good kilometer or half a kilometer away from them.
Yeah,
well, but think on the ocean, that's not as much as it might seem on land.
Yeah.
But yes, you're still a very good distance away from them. So any conversations you have at the moment, you can be relatively sure they cannot hear.
We could loud. What was that sentence? We could be loud.
We could loud good, guys.
I mean, we can loud good, but...
Oh my god. I take back what I was saying about not being out of it. So...
Yeah, Vic?
Shush.
Okay. I had an idea about how we might be able to... Because we already had Alora's idea earlier about maybe going, hey, those fairies, even though the drow might not know them as fairies, that cause most of the crew to jump overboard. You think we can argue that we're running the ship on telekinesis? Because they said they were okay with that. We have 2 people who can do telekinesis.
We can always ask them about how they feel on telekinesis. Because apparently we got all this information.
Yeah, Squee.
Yes.
Is that okay?
So what you were told, what Captain Threepwood said is that they're not exactly fans of telekinesis, but they do utilize it, and they certainly don't treat it the same way they treat magic. Like they would not. You could use telekinesis or psionics in general, and as long as they are pretty certain that it is not magic, they might. What's the word I'm looking for here? They might be more weary of you, but they're not going to treat you as if you were doing magic.
Well, then there you go.
It's far more acceptable to them.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just made the coalition. I didn't even think about that.
You did.
I noticed. I actually described that to the others beforehand. I'm like, I'm going to treat them like the coalition, basically.
I didn't even think about that.
Coalition, now Elf Edition.
Oh, you made it rhyme. All right, so,
I said the same word twice. Oh, I know I didn't. Never mind.
No, you didn't. You made it rhyme. Okay, so how exactly do we want to do this? I had a suggestion between sessions where we just scribble on a piece of paper, on like make a map, a questionable map, and just walk around trying to get their attention. Stop every once in a while, do a U-turn, and then walk, take its shovel, start digging, things like that. Try and get their attention and get them thinking, oh, we're just here because we're looking for treasure. And whether they want to...
They bring my shovel.
It's a good question.
Oh, no.
I'm guessing that the gnomes would have a shovel.
An invisible shovel.
Shit.
No. I'm
Depends
just
if
gonna
they're
tell you right
holding
now. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Why would they have a shovel on a ship?
For when they land like in the middle of nowhere, they need to dig a latrine.
What? Who does that? That's basically the response you get. It's like, what? No, lass. What? If we land in the middle of nowhere, we can just go out in the woods or something. We don't have any shovels here.
You don't bury it. You just leave it sitting there.
I don't know exactly what you'd be referring to, lad.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
That's
if you're
not-
talking about that. Oh, we do have small little hand spades. But nothing so as what you're describing.
All right. Well, there goes that idea. What do you guys want to do then?
I rather not immediately purposely draw there because we're already doing that, but I'd rather not be like, let's make it even more they want to come talk to us.
Yeah. This is a small island, correct?
Yes.
Is there any other place where you could land? Or is this the only place?
From where you can see, this is the only place. However, there's an entire other side of the island you don't know.
Let's go around the island. Not the ship. Let's take the ship around the island. That's what I think we should do. Get more information. Maybe, if at all possible, not land over there because they will be inquisitive as to why we don't have any crew.
I'm okay with landing elsewhere because that's what I was leading to. Or at least leading to in my brain. I don't remember if I actually said anything out loud.
You didn't. Aha.
Good. I was thinking along the same lines then.
Woo! Alright. Is that the thing we're doing? Anybody opposed? You're muted, Elora.
Piph.
If
Got
got anything?
Wait, what? I'm muted?
No. You
So,
sounded like you wanted to say something. There we go.
Yes, it's called words. It's
Yes.
very amusing. I know. So, since this crew has actually gotten to this island before, so I'm assuming drop them off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Did I remember that correctly?
Yes.
Would they know the island at all? Is there any other ports?
No, they'll let you know that their interaction with the island involves basically they've seen it drawn on the map on the sea charts. They had 2 crew members row the wizard and his equipment out on a large rowboat to the beach. He got off with all his equipment, and then they rowed back. That is as much as they know about the island. Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't really have any reason or cause to survey it. They're not really a survey ship, and the wizards seemed to think it was safe enough, so they dropped him off as part of their deal and then went about their business on trade.
Then let's check around. I know it's a little bit more suspicious, but fuck it. If it can avoid direct confrontation right off the bat, I'd rather meet them on the island and go like, where is your crew? Good question.
Very good question. Look over there. We run off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for that.
All right, let's go. Around the island.
Okay. So you guys angle the ship. Well, not you, the invisible crew angles the ship to start going around the island. You notice in the following minutes that the other ship, the Dark Elf ship, seems to raise anchor and begin to follow you. And they raise up lantern lights on top of the masts. And after a few moments, you hear Captain Threepwood, "Aye, they be signaling us. They want to... It seems they want to talk. It's a peaceful signal."
For now.
Aye. for
Goody.
now.
So I guess we talk.
Mhm.
Oh, we could just keep sailing.
What will happen
It's-
then?
I don't rightly know, lass. As I said, they're respectable enough, but I don't think anyone would take kindly to being ignored. Yes, kid?
I was gonna say, like, as the boat's like moving around, should we be like pretending that we're actually doing shit rather than just standing around as this like boat magically just moves on its own? I feel like that.
I
would
have
be
an idea. Okay, so what we do is we get each of these little gnomes on our backs, and then
Oh my God.
they raise their arms, and we raise our arms, kind of like almost as if we're tied together.
You're
And-
gonna try.
We
and pull
don't know when they're
Ratatouille?
rising their arms.
Get
All right,
out
I'll
of your
shut
logic,
up now.
Mackenzie.
There goes my idea.
No, I like it. We'll tie strings around both of our arms, and they'll puppeteer us like. Then we can climb up the mast, all monkey style.
Yeah.
Poor
They'll
Bertie,
pull
he's
on our
trying so
hairs to like
hard.
put
I'm
in
trying.
the spices into the stews.
I mean, though she's not wrong though.
Yeah, they would essentially have to have their hands tied to our arms.
And I feel like their arms are like half the length of ours.
Oh, their hand would be on our elbows, basically.
It's
Yeah.
sad.
Well, do we want to do the telekinesis excuse when asked?
Sure.
Then maybe Isaac and I should be like kind of just standing in the middle. I don't know exactly the body
So-
movements that go with telekinesis, but
I'll let you guys know. You're still about, like I said, about a half a kilometer from each other. Though that distance is a little misleading since you are approaching the island. Even at an angle, you're kind of still getting closer to them. I would say, and the captain could give you this estimate, if you chose to keep going, you could probably get to the other side of the island before they could catch up to you. But they would obviously know that you got their signal and they just kept sailing. So take that as you will. But that is the general state of affairs. If you choose to keep sailing, you can make it probably to the other side if you can find a cove.
I mean, we could
but
just-
they would.
We could ignore it, and then they finally catch up to us and say, "Oh, we stole this ship." We don't know what that means. That's
That-
a bad idea.
you want to try and keep this conflict free as
We're the
possible.
blind sailor.
We slaughtered the crew.
Oh, okay, then bye.
No, it was just drifting. We don't know where we're going.
You see, like Mackenzie, the wheels just spinning. She's just shrugging. I don't know.
I don't know how wheels work.
Jesus.
No, if we want to, as bad as it is for them to see our ship with next to no one on it, at least if we start off with them being peaceful instead of agitating them before we even face to face with them.
Yeah, let's just talk to him, I guess.
Fire the cannons.
No,
No, let's stop and let's let them board.
I
Okay.
had to let them board.
no, I'd rather they. As bad as it
By the
sounds,
way-
I'd rather get on their ship.
By the way,
Alright,
I
sure.
think why you're all by yourself in the hold.
Well, I was down there.
Yeah, she was down there.
Just Isaac by himself.
Actually, I'm on the bridge. No, I'm not in.
No, you're
in
not.
the-
No, you're in the hold. Yeah. Now you're on the bridge. Yeah. Well, there's two bridges.
I was down there.
I know it's a little
because
confusing.
I was
I'm
down there
with you.
because
Oh, there's two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was down
There we
there
go.
because there was a scene at the end, and I was acting as the camera. Remember?
Right.
You
Yes.
remember? 'Cause I'm the streamer.
You guys, so there are two. I know it's a little confusing because this center deck here is actually a level below these two spaces up here. So it's also on the secondary ship, but for all intents and purposes, the first ship would probably be the best for you when you're outside. Yeah, that one. So, all right. So you're going to stop and let them catch up and board.
Nope, not board us.
Not
We'll
board
board
you.
there. Hello,
Okay.
how's it going?
How about if we
I-
shift our particular sailing to go towards the island, so we kind of like go past them, but like towards them, so we can then like have a conversation while going past. Yeah.
Maybe?
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're gonna
Sure.
do a flyby.
Meet you on land, mates.
I was gonna say you said that we're gonna board them. It's like, we have grappling hooks. They be invisible.
It's
So, good
okay.
luck you
We'll
them.
jump.
And a false.
I hooked them, I think.
And use their lightning to destroy their sails.
Automatic
Okay.
declaration of
By the
war.
way, I should also mention that they made it quite clear that of all the magics in the world, lightning just
Oh, I
about
know.
Oh,
powers.
yeah.
We know. Oh
Okay.
God, do we know?
So you try and angle the ship so that it looks like you're going towards them and also just going towards the island, and so that you pass on the inside of them. And they start to slow down as you approach, and when you get close enough for shouting, you hear, "Ahoy there! Be you friendly in these waters?"
Yes.
Sure.
Very convincing.
Bye.
Aye then. Well met and fatibulous to see you. The captain wanted us to signal you down so that she may have a word with you of utmost importance, especially if you look like you'd be heading towards that most exploratious island over there.
Can we meet on land?
You love
Or is
using
it
those big words. I like it.
Say, are those real words?
The captain did tell you that they have a reputation for using big words that most people aren't entirely sure are real.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
did
that's
he?
false language.
I'm from really far away. I don't know what you mean. But okay. Want to meet on the beach?
There's a like a few seconds, and then
We're gone.
no, no. There's a call back, and this is a more feminine voice. If you absolutely must, I suppose we could meet on the beach, though that is dangerous. Hence me wanting to flag you down. Might I not just come aboard? Just myself is fine. If you do anything to me, my crew will be more than certain to avenge me.
I want to say something really funny, but I don't know.
Side
Well, it depends
eyes.
on if you're going to say we have a whole fuck ton of magic on this boat. Come on
No.
over.
No,
Then
I was
that would be
thinking-
not okay.
I was thinking of saying, I don't know how to stop this ship.
No. No.
No. Okay. Are we okay with her coming aboard?
I'm okay with one.
Sure.
All right. I
We can
guess
throw her.
we could throw her.
So what's the response?
Just you.
Sure.
Aye, just me. That's very magnanimous of you.
Magnanimous.
Magnanimous.
They
Gonna
they-
Open up his little notebook and write it down.
Well, I'm trying not to destroy my voice from yelling.
and as your ships get closer, and you can see this is a very sleek and well-built vessel. It's smaller than your ship, though it's also built more for speed and maneuverability. Your ship's a trading vessel. It's very large for cargo and things of that nature. And while it's not slow by any means, the ship that you're looking at looks more to be in lines of an interceptor or a ship that is used to chasing things down or maneuvering. And it pulls up alongside yours and takes anchor. And you can see, now that you're much closer, you see the Dark Elves. They are pretty much how you as players would expect them. Fairly tall. None of them seem to be under 6 feet. A few of them might be hitting the 7-foot tall area. Obsidian-colored skins, dark white hair, and red-colored eyes for the most part. They are dressed in similar sailor-type outfits, though they all do seem to share a common theme. It's kind of a weird cross between a uniform and sailor gear, as if the outfits that these sailors are wearing actually keep to some form of code. And as they approach, you see them bring out like a plank, and they kind of bridge the gap between your ship and theirs. And as they do so, they'll call over, "Grab the other side if you would be so kind."
Yeah, I'll go over and do that.
Thank you, Captain. And with that, you see coming from the ship, breaking out of the crowd, a much more elegantly dressed individual. She is wearing a blood crimson type of outfit with a sailing hat, and you can see a monocle on her eye, on her right eye, and she's also carrying what seems to be a pipe. She has thigh-high boots that look like they were made more for comfort than for fashion. And she has her coat actually ends down into coattails. And she steps lightly up onto the plank, accepting the hand from her crew member, and walks over to your side, and then steps down lightly next to Anna and Kid. And she goes, "Hi, thank you for having me aboard." And then she sort of looks at Kid for a while.
Kid stares back at her.
I'm
Totally
sorry, I'm
unblinking.
not incredibly familiar with the surface races. You are from the surface, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are.
Oh, how fantastical. And where might your captain be? I wish to have converse with him.
Where am I right now in comparison to everyone else?
Over here, Lucas.
Oh,
no, back over here.
There he is.
Well, Isaac is going to lean in and whisper to, "Want to be the captain? Should I be the captain? Should Lucas be the captain? Should Kid be the... Who's the captain?"
Lucas should be the captain. This will be fun.
Okay. Our captain is right there, as you see. I'll...
Sorry, Piph, I don't want to do this.
Are you okay with this, Piph?
Yeah, no, I'm okay with this.
Look at his flowery garb. That's obvious that he's the captain. Look at his hat. Look at it.
Truly, I am naivete of surfacer ways, but I will take your word for it. She seems to just brush over your what, then walks up to Lucas, and she says, "Where, if I may ask, is the rest of your crew, Captain?"
Rest of my what? Oh, this is
Your
it.
crew. Surely you jest. 4 individuals, no matter how skilled, could not sail a vessel of this size.
Well, it would be hard pressed to actually tell you anything else other than what I told you, especially since I'm sure that, as surface dwellers of our own, how the heck did we get here at all if I wasn't telling the truth? There's only 4 of us here. Nah, I should probably be a bit more forward with you. See, two of our members in there actually has kind of a mental ability to move things, so they're a bit more of just one hand or two.
I'm 12. 12 hands.
I
Not 12 years old.
see. She takes like a long draw of her pipe and blows out blue smoke, and she goes, "So you have mind benders with you?"
Mm-hmm. Most of their particular abilities have to go with pulling and pushing, which, I mean, if you want to sail a boat, that's one of the best things you can do.
Lucas, roll me a your call. Actually, you can do a charm or you can do a trust. It depends kind of more on what Lucas is going for here.
I can't charm for the life of me.
Well,
Ooh.
I guess I'm just gonna have to go with trust.
sure.
Any pluses, minuses?
No, just roll.
I failed by 8.
Okay. She nods and then kind of does a slow turn, looking around, and she says, "And may I ask, Captain, how is it you accumulated this ship?"
Well, she's not much to look at, I'm sure, but she holds up pretty well.
You
In comparison
mistake
to
me.
yours, of course. Excuse me.
You mistake me. I think this is quite a vessel, especially for 4 people to run, even with mindbenders.
It's true. So how did I purchase this? Well, before I answer this question, because you asked many beforehand, what was the message you wanted? Because, as you can see, we're a little short-handed and, well, we would like to get to our destination. What did you want?
She begins walking across the deck. "All in good time, Captain. Now, if you please, answer my question. How exactly did you accumulate this vessel?"
Well, if you must know, with plenty of jewels.
Let me rephrase the question. Why, if you have a crew of 4 people, would you buy a vessel so large that would be so difficult to sail on your own? And don't give me mindbenders. I know what they're capable of. I've been on the seas for years.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand. You don't like large boats? You don't like
I am worried.
extravagant large sails in the wind? Well,
All right,
what there is
Captain,
in this.
cards on the table. I am worried that you may have slaughtered the crew of this vessel and are pirates seeking to sell it for ill gain. I can think of few other reasons why such a small crew would even attempt to pilot such a large vessel. Convince me I'm wrong. Yeah, no, I see you type in there.
Oh, I'm unmuted. Sorry.
So, you want me to convince you that this is my ship, that this is my crew, because it's big? Look, okay, so if you thought we were pirates, why would we be sailing with only 4 people? Because, as you would say, it would be impossible with just 4, even if we were pirates. And why would we be sailing, I assume, even deeper into the deep docks of this place?
Just a theory? You're a band of pirates that took over the ship. Most of your people were killed in the attack. You disposed of them along with the bodies of the ship, and the survivors are trying to limp back to your base, wherever that may be. A little far-fetched, perhaps, but less far-fetched than 4 people buying a trading schooner and trying to sail it by themselves, especially in the Underdark.
Kid's got a thing.
Yes, kid.
I guess at this point, Kid would kind of speak up and go, I mean, if you really need to see us do it to believe.
No, she thinks we're pirates. Even if we could sail this, she won't believe us. Now, if you're wondering, oh, our trade and goods, we can probably show you a few of them. But again, I'd rather not be rude. This is our ship, and you did flag us down for reason. What's your problem here? We stopped out of politeness. I'd rather not have the... He looks at the uniform. I'd rather not just cause trouble with someone of your stature.
Very well. You are correct. I am forgetting my mannerisms. But rest assured, Captain, you will satisfy my curiosity before I leave, or I will not be leaving. But, yes, to answer your question,
Welcome
you
to the
seemed
crew.
intent on sailing towards that island, yes?
Yes.
Well, I flagged your vessel down to let you know that it is dangerous. We went to that island in search of exploration. We are a scouting vessel, expedition, I guess you could say. We make maps, among other things. And she looks pointedly at you, among other things like catching pirates. We landed on the shores to do a full accounting of the ruins there. 5 of my crew members went into the ruins. Only one of them came out and died shortly after. We were just about to pack up and leave, as we're not equipped to deal with such a thing. I thought it would be politeous to inform you so that you could keep well away.
That's very kind. Though, we seem to be at a, how do I put this? We haven't started out on the right foot, you would say. I can already feel a lot of negativity coming from this. Tell you what, we were already going to go into that island, and now that we know that it's dangerous, how about instead of avoiding it, we want to help you with whatever might be going on, just to smooth over any sort of ill will you might have conceived of this.
She looks like she's half listening to you as she looks down and she goes, right foot. Start off on the right. That's not a saying. You just made that up, didn't you?
It's a regional dialect.
Ah, yes, surfacers. My apologies. Oh, no, that's not your terminology. My apologies, and I believe is how you say it.
Lucas doesn't give any response. Very statuesque facial expression. He doesn't want to say yes or no to this.
She takes that however she wants to take it, and she goes, I am not so unworldly as you may think, Captain. You wish to help me with that endeavor. My endeavor was to simply pack up and leave and send a military expedition there to clear the ruins of whatever is in there. What help exactly are you offering?
Well, he would stop for a second. I'm assuming you would probably want your, I don't know entirely what the procedures of your culture might be, but I'm assuming that if 5 people were lost, that you might want to either have them found or have their bodies returned for burial.
And what, you're going to go in there and get them for me? You four non-pirate, yet somehow brave fighters?
Looks like a win-win situation to me.
You do
If we're
not.
pirates.
You do not get this far in this particular business by just. He stops for a second. As you can see by our vessel here, we actually like to do things a bit on the, how should I say, larger side. We like adventure and we like to take and give what we can. And if it's something that we can get on the better graces of the Dark Elves, I think that's worth some time and maybe even a bit of our lives.
So tell me, Captain.
Yep.
You're very generous of you. I'm even willing to believe you, though I'm curious. Why are you heading to that island?
He looks over at the island. Is there any particular like a temple on it or something like that?
There's a lot of ruins.
He then points over to there. That island, right there. We've actually give me a second out of character.
Sure.
I'm just trying to debate if I want to go with the treasure route, or if there's something else that's better for that.
I mean, she's accusing us of pirates, of being pirates, and if we are willing to look for treasure. I mean,
What do you think?
Could be
Okay,
legitimate
pirates
treasure.
loot people, not go into freaking ruins and be like, "Where's the pirate treasure?"
That's a stereotype, Burn.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I don't blame Burn, though. I mean, the whole buried treasure thing.
It's a trope. It's definitely a trope.
So, I guess for you guys, why would us as general traveling freaking cargo people and general profiteers, why would we go to a random island?
We were paid a lot of money to go survey the island for someone.
And then there'd be the who and why and so on and so forth. But I guess it would be more of like a it would be really flimsy if we just went, I don't know who did, and we don't know what we went there for. And I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, let's go with treasure. Fuck it. Either that, or we say, all right, you got us. We had some more crew. There was this black mist that came by, and it came in this direction. We're checking all the islands that we can for more of our crew.
That is pretty good. Though the killing things might still be a problem on that thing, or missing people.
Yeah.
We could, like, I don't know how well it's pointed out, but it's like, hey, if we go in there and we die, then you don't have to deal with us if we were pirates. But if we go in there and we happen to find your friends, no harm, no foul.
That's what I was hoping for, but I don't think she bit.
Nah. Well, you can always just go with the first half a little bit and be like, well, if we die, we die. It's up to you. But that's not going to help the immediate situation. That's just going to help. That's a later situation.
All right, so what are you telling her, Lucas?
All right. I guess I'm just gonna go with my gut thing of at first we heard a few rumors here and there about some dangers, maybe some treasure here. And we were going to stop by and look for that, but it looked like somebody else was already there, so we started to turn.
Well, you're looters. Oh, I'm sorry. Perhaps that's unkind. You're explorators.
Adventurers, we like to say.
Uh-huh. I see. Someone roll me a D100. Doesn't matter who. Just someone. All right, I'm going with the first one rolled.
Yeah.
There's a cough from this side of the ship.
Not that we can see.
We can't
Not
see.
that you can see.
Yeah. No, we can't see because the
The
world
screen's
is blackness. Yep.
Why is the world blackness?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it shifted to a different map.
Yeah, the world's been black for like 10-ish.
Oh,
minutes
hey,
now.
someone should
Yeah.
should tell me that.
I
There you
did.
go.
We
was
did.
comments in
We
chat.
put it in chat, dude.
What? Oops, I did not
Hey
see
God,
that.
the world
My
went dark.
apologies.
This world is completely
My
black.
apologies. Okay, we're good. We're fixed.
Help. Okay.
Okay, I understand what happened there, but whoops. So sorry. There's
So
a
there's
cough
a
from
cough.
over here.
Oh.
The captain turns. Kid,
Mm-hmm.
are you trying to rush to that direction?
Yeah.
Roll me an acrobatics. No, roll me a prowl check, actually.
Jesus Christ. Oh God. All right. Actually, oh shit. I should probably have my sheet open. That'd be a good idea. All right. So...
Because no one asked gnomes to not be here.
Oh, I realized that the second she boarded the ship.
Oh, fuck. All right.
They
so
would have been here no
prowl
matter what. They
is-
don't listen to us when it comes to that.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Oh, I'm
Okay.
good.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, kid
No,
like
I'm sorry.
rushes over
Now-
and they've got like a hand over their face, like Sorry.
Real quick, now roll me an acrobatics check, please.
oh god. Okay.
What's your acrobatics?
Acrobatics doesn't actually have a thing, but like that goes under all of the traits for it.
Do
I've got sense of balance, tightrope walking,
sense of balance.
rope. Okay, yeah, that's way under. I've got a
Okay,
9 for
perfect.
it.
You're able to kind of get over there and bounce off. Like you kind of go into a gnome, but you're able to make it look effortless, right? Kind of bounce off of it. So as she turns, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And then she turns back to Lucas. So, let me see if I have this right, Captain. You and your 3 crew members bought an oversized ship with the express purpose of going to ruins and looting them for all they're worth.
Well, I mean, there's more than one use for this boat, but yes, this is what this trip's for. Well, half of the trip.
She walks over to the edge of the ship and like palms out, like taps her pipe against her palm to knock out tobacco into the ocean, and turns around and leans against the railing. That is by far one of the oddest stories I've ever heard. And the damned truth of it is, I don't have enough evidence to call you a liar. And I do hate so falsely accusing people. Tell me something, Captain. I assume you wouldn't be opposed to me and just a few other of my crew looking around the ship, not poking through things, just specifically looking for signs of conflict, blood on the floor, things of that nature, would you?
What are you, the boat police?
Yes, as a matter of fact. I did mention that part of our duties is to hunt pirates, didn't I?
Did she? I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she did.
did.
She did.
Oh.
So yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. Shit. They just go, oh.
But of course, if, as we just said is true, I shouldn't find any such things, and that being the case, I will offer you my humblest apologies, and well, be on my way. After all, I have given you my warning. What you choose to do with it is up to you. So, Captain, what do you say?
Out of character, I want to say something really quick.
Yeah.
Don't forget the fucking magical bullshit fucking circle.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, the circle at the bottom.
Oh, I
Yeah, I
forgot
know.
about that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Lucas rubs his chin for a bit. You know, I did have a very gracious offer before, and I don't mind you checking around, but since you're wanting to be very professional about this, I think I might have to retract my previous thing. If we are to go in there and help you with your particular problems, I would like a reward now. Just as a professional courtesy, of course.
Fair enough, Captain. You allow my men to conduct their search, which you can be a part of the whole time. And in return, if you are crazy enough to go into those ruins and you do happen to recover the bodies of my crew, I will make sure that you are suitably rewarded for it. Assuming, of course, we don't find anything disturbing. Yes, kid?
Alright, so real quick, the circle thing in the bottom of the boat, right?
Yes.
There's other cargo in the basement, I guess.
Sure
Right.
is.
But it's like mostly uncovered. It's like, where exactly was it again? It's like
Most of it's actually in here. You know what? You guys want me to drag you over there for a second so you can kind of see?
Oh,
Yep.
okay, I see.
Or yeah, you guys can. Hang on, give me a second. I'll take you there so that you're not having to guess too much. But yeah, so the bottom hold where the circle is actually fairly full. Well, not fairly full, about half full of cargo. Most of it's actually in wooden crates and barrels. So it is pretty containerized. They don't just have loose materials floating around.
Okay. And how visible is this whole thing?
If you were to cover it with containers and stuff, would that work? Is that basically what you're
Yeah,
wanting to
like
know?
containers or a tarp, because I'm like really tempted to have Kid like.
Yeah. I mean, if you cover it with enough stuff, yeah. Think of it, as far as this is concerned, think of it as like floor lights.
Okay.
You could cover them. It's not going to stop the magic by any means, but it certainly would hide its visibility.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the magic stuff. I just want to hide the glow.
Right. Yeah, you put enough crates and stuff on top of it, the average person, would certainly not be able to see it unless they had a reason to lift up said crates.
Okay. All right.
So I'll take you guys back over.
That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, I'll take Mackenzie back over.
Hey. Hi, charming lady. No.
All right, so we'll say this is still back at the point where she's like, "So, Captain, what do you say?" And
I think we have a pretty decent deal.
so, 100 gold for each of my crew members you bring back. An extra 100 on top of that if you bring back all 4.
Thought you said 5.
One of them made it out to tell us before they also expired. They are already within our care. Otherwise, we would still not know the fate of the 4 in there.
My condolences.
Thank you, madam. It is most gracious of you.
Oh, she keeps doing doing it.
Okay.
Okay. So with that, she'll go back over to the plank and say, "Would one of you be so kind as to steady the plank for me?" And she'll get back on the plank and she'll head over to the other side and begin speaking with her crew.
Yeah, Kid's gonna like yank on Isaac's jacket and kind of like beckon him down a little bit.
What?
And then say the thing in the base. I'm gonna go cover it. And they're gonna run down to the
Actually, Kid, as you start to run, you feel something grab you. "Hi, lassie, stay up here. We're good for something."
Kid's just like, oh, right. Yeah, go do that.
Because you do have an entire crew, believe it or not.
I keep forgetting they're there.
They're always there. We don't know if they're watching us sleep, because they very well could be.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
They could be.
They're definitely listening in at the door.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Okay.
Yes.
Hang on, sorry, I am trying to move boxes.
Do it faster.
I'm doing it as fast can be. Or
yeah,
something.
but are you Sonic?
No,
Mm-hmm.
No one's Sonic.
no one's Sonic.
Sonic.
All right,
is Sonic.
in a few minutes. Mm-hmm.
Lucas, while having on the rails, he's gonna try to talk without the other boat hearing. He's gonna say, "Is any of the actual crew here?"
Aye, laddie, we be here.
Could you move some of the more important cargo towards this circle? Maybe the mithril armor. Something that might be a bit...
Distracting.
How do I put this? If they move it, we might have some concern of damaging its property. Something a bit expensive.
Lucas, go ahead and roll me a D100. As we've never really discussed what kind of cargo they have on this ship. He goes, "Aye, laddie, I've got just the ticket. Crystal decanters, very expensive, very fragile.
Perfect.
We'll put them on top of it. You'll be able to open up the box if she needs to want to see. And anyone in their right mind would understand the care that would be taken if those were damaged and the cost. I'll see to it, lad." And with that, there's a small wisp of wind, almost as if someone small was walking by you.
Kid?
And it takes about a minute or so, and then I'll cover this more narratively so that I don't like drag you guys through the entire ship room by room as
Why not? That
the
sounds
Dark
so
Elves
exciting.
go. Because lucky for you, there are no signs of battle. I mean, not a lot of fighting's taking place on this ship.
Anna's the only one that's bled.
Maybe a gnome or two have gotten into a scrap, but nothing that would look like pirates bloodily slaughtering a crew, which understandably would probably leave large stains. So they go through ship by ship. Is there anything that you guys don't let them into, like the captain's quarters or the medical bay, anything like that?
Kid's protective of their bed, but that's because that's where their shit is.
Right. Yeah, and they actually, and to their credit, they do not rifle through anything. They don't like look under bed, or they look under beds, but they don't look through chests. They don't go through drawers. That's not what they're looking for. They're
They
looking
just see a
for.
pillow fort underneath kids.
Got it. And basically, and the idea is that they are under the impression that if this was a hostile takeover, it should be pretty easy to tell. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So they look for the big things. They don't find them. Lucas and Kid, because of your clever thinking, they get to the bottom. They walk in and out of the crates. You're able to open up one of the crates and show that there are crystal decanters and that they probably should not be moved. Not even going to make her roll for that. She's not an idiot. She doesn't have the money to replace those. So,
Yeah, break it, you buy it, bitch, and that's gonna be your shit.
And yeah,
Millions.
so they're able to look through most of the ship. It would seem that they don't have, as far as you know, whoever's there doesn't have any method of detecting magic, because Lucas, you know right off the bat, if they did, they would tell something, but they probably would have sent something a while ago.
Magic is the only thing that can take magic. Lucas knows this.
Yeah. Well, psionics can detect magic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But you have to be a very specific type of psionic. You have to be like a tracker or have specific abilities, which none of them apparently have. At least not the ones that came on board the ship. So with that, she comes back to the top of the ship. We'll say it takes about half an hour or so. And she comes back to the top of the ship and she says, "Well, Captain, it would seem I owe you an apology. I think that you are most unbrained to purchase a ship of this size with a crew of your size, but I have no reason to doubt you."
I must admit, it's quite a nice ship.
It is nice, Captain. It is nice. Well then, if you are truly intentuous of approaching the island, and if you do happen to recover the 4 comrades of mine, I will reward you most handsomely.
Honestly,
Be
it's
aware,
what
though.
we live for.
Be aware, though, I am not risking any more of my crew in those ruins. Whatever you face in there, you'll be facing alone.
Lucas nods and then has a big grin on his face. Well, I hope we meet each other again. It was a little fun having a bit of a back and forth.
I found it most prodigious. Good day, Captain.
Lucas does a bow and sees her off. He'll personally hold the plank for her.
She'll get off, and as she walks across the plank, she'll look over her shoulder. We will stay and anchor here near the shore. As I said, I won't risk any more of my crew in those ruins, but if perhaps something happens on the beach, well, we're not monsters. We will help out in any way we can, and we'd like to be close enough that if you need us, you can call for us. But, as I said, whatever you face in there, you'll be facing alone. At the very least, Captain, I can ensure no one steals your ship while you and your crew are gone. That must be a terrible burden you face. As she continues just to walk across the plank.
I appreciate that. You know the cargo that's on this. Do say if there's any pirates around.
Not that I've seen, Captain. Not that I've seen. And with that, she hops aboard on the other ship, and they like draw anchor and start like spinning around. And basically, they take up a position, a ways away, a good maybe 10-15 minute sail like off the shore, which definitely we can still see them a little bit closer than when you first saw them. So you can definitely tell they're there, but they're not super close to you. They're making it very clear that they have no intention of being part of this expedition of yours.
I would be so mad if it turned out they were pirates. And now they know what
I was just
cargo
thinking
we
that.
have. Yep.
Heck, if they are pirates, they're gonna be very surprised by the actual full crew that's on this ship.
Yeah.
True,
That's true.
true.
All right. So, to the shore.
All right. So you guys
Right.
make it to the shore of the island. I don't know. Are there any final preparations or anything you want to do? The captain Threepwood would say that'd be a close one, lad. This is such a good idea, them sticking around like this. I know a bit of gold's good, but well, dark elves, they make my skin crawl when there be magic involved.
True. The only thing that we really have to worry about is the wizard himself, being able to be seen from shore, or even getting him on board. Most likely not, we're probably going to have to just ferry the bodies over and say that there's more that we are hoping to get on board.
Oh, the wizard himself shan't be much of a problem. He's a very unassuming old man. Just tell him not to cast any spells in open view of the Black Elves, and he'd be fine. Even he's not that.
But we still don't know if he'll actually do anything. After all, you thought that he wasn't going to pull anything, and now the kid just kind of like gestures slightly around at the empty-looking boat.
I still hold by my gut. I fear this be a mistake more than anything. He seems like a right man, but I cannot claim you be false. So do be careful in there, especially if she's lost men. Dark elves are very skilled fighters. And don't let this fool you. I've seen expeditionary scouting forces for dark elves. They are formidable indeed. If she lost men in there, just be careful, lad.
All right.
And you see other murmurs in there, like, "Gosh, if they lost people in there, we wouldn't stand a chance." Like that. Those kind of murmurs.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're doing. They'll be fine. They fought the trolls. They did, and that one's got that glowy weapon. So, any final preparations before you touch down?
At the mention of the trolls, Kid's gonna go over to Anna and go, "If you pull something like that again, I'm going to be very mad."
Well, we're not on a time limit this time, Anna says sheepishly.
This does not deter the look you get.
She
Lucas
pretends
goes
to do
over
psychonics.
he goes, oh my goodness, I can't remember the captain's name.
Captain Threepwood.
Captain Threepwood, are you around?
Aye, lad, I be here.
He bends down. I would like our backup plan back, if you don't mind.
And that be what, lad?
The rather spiffy-looking metal star. I can shoot the you-know-whats.
Aye. I thought you'd be talking about the mustaches, lad.
No.
And he'll reach in and pull out your ninja star.
Nods, and then he will then hold out. Actually, yeah, he'll take that. I don't think they can use shurikens.
never know.
Didn't you know gnomes are expert shuriken throwers?
I don't want to give them a freaking earth golem if I want to freaking crack their ship in half. So I don't think I'm going to give him any shurikens back as a defensive mechanism. I don't think he has anything that can actually help in a fight, just in case if they are pirates.
Would you voice these concerns?
Sure. I think
Okay.
he'll have enough quirk for that.
You would hear a pause, and they would say, he barks like a dog.
Oh,
Wally, shush, I'm playing with my internet friends. He would say, aye, lad, that bothers me too, but it is what it is. I told you, dark elves be fierce fighters. If they do be pirates or decide to turn their eye towards pirating, I'll let you know right now, me and my crew aren't going to tangle with them. I can replace crystal decanters. I can't replace my crew's life. We just have to hope that they are as upstanding as they claim to be. Especially if they find out we're here, they'd slaughter us to a man.
true. If they were pirates. He stops for a second. I guess they probably would try to strike when we're away, but it'd also be very easy to just take us down right here and now. Just us four.
In theory.
They definitely wouldn't send over just one. Unless they're insanely crazy like us.
Aye, she did act honorably, that be true.
What's life without a few risks?
No life at all, lad. No life at all.
I think that'll be seen for me.
Okay. All right. Anyone else want to do anything before you touch land? Land. Oh god, now I'm a dark elf.
Lound.
Lound.
Drax Glonst. Fuck. Those are weird words. All right, I'm good. This time I'm bringing my normal polar. My normal polar.
We're having a hard time
Got
tonight.
We are.
We are all.
Oh,
And I
man.
chose to play a race that speaks weird, not words.
This just sounds like
Weird.
how I think I pronounce words, but confidently going for it.
Yeah. Confidence. That's the
Man,
key.
you can't. Yeah, you can't fault them for that. They just run with it. All right. So with that, you guys anchor a little offshore, and you'll have to take a rowboat. Obviously, otherwise you'll beach your ship to a fairly soft and fine sandy beach. Around you, it's very strange as you are in the perpetual darkness. And the only light that's around you is, of course, the light of the torches, a torch in the rowboat and the torches on the beach. There's quite a few number of them left by the dark elves. And what you see around you is a fairly eerie sight. Yes, Mackenzie?
This you can continue with your description.
Oh, sure.
It's-
Go ahead.
It was just, did we still have the mithril armor, or did we give that back?
Yes. No, you still have that. They said that you could hold on to it until you fix this problem for them.
Okay.
So you all still have your mithril armor, those of you who choose to wear it. The beach itself is surrounded by very rocky, not cliffs, but certainly uprisings, raised earth, which makes it very difficult to land anywhere but here, at least from where you can see. You never did technically explore the other side of the island, so from this point, you can also see that there is very little growth, not really many plants, and you're not really sure. None of you have been underground before, so you don't really know. I mean, you've been underground, but not in the Underdark, so you have no idea if this is usual or unusual, but basically the island is mostly rock and sand and ruins. The ruins are quite extensive. They cover about half the island, but most of them have completely toppled to the ground and are destroyed beyond recognition. You can tell that there was something there by the unnatural angles and shapes of the stones, stone blocks and stone pillars and things of that nature. You can see a single staircase leading down into what looks to be an excavated area of the ruins. And out in front of that, you see like a thing of blood, like a blood splatter on the sand.
Looks like somebody's been bleeding on this floor.
It's probably a fair assumption to know that is the fifth member that made it out to them before expiring. And like every Choose Your Own Adventure book, what do you want to do now?
Let's see. Well, I guess north. We're gonna go north.
Okay. So not down the stairs into the ruins?
Oh, we don't see anything at the moment.
No, you don't. I haven't sent you to a map yet.
Oh, well, you know what? Things are dangerous, so I'm gonna check for things now.
Checking for what exactly?
Bobby troops.
I had to think about that for a second. Sure. What skill do you want to utilize to look for said Bobby troops?
Well, there's not really a good looking skill, but I do have pranking.
Sure, I'd give you a bit of a penalty. Because I'd be hard pressed to call a pit of spikes a prank, but the fundamentals are similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's how it could be a prank. They're not actually spikes, they're stim injectors. And they actually heal you when you fall in.
Someone like steps on it and impales their foot. Pranked you, bro! Oh, he's dead.
Oh yeah, no, it's like YouTube pranks where they go way too far and they just say it's a prank, bro.
Do roll me a prank check. Make it harder by 15, please.
Okay.
A prank check.
Do 15.
I can't argue with your logic.
Yay!
oh boy. All right. You don't know any traps. You don't see any. Everything is clear to you. No, there's no door. It's just stairs leading down underground.
Sure.
You see no traps.
He's just way too focused on there not being a door.
Yes, kid.
Kid would like to either roll a detect concealment or detect ambush or both. If either would apply. Maybe.
Sure. Detect ambush would be better, I think.
Perfect.
As the traps lie in
5%
ambush.
better.
They could be living traps.
I did it.
You did it?
Yes.
You don't see any traps. You're
Okay,
confident that there are
awesome.
no traps here. I mean,
All
just
right.
like Lucas.
Okay, kids.
Isaac, look, there's no door here.
Oh my god. Yeah, kids just.
What you can tell is that the stairs lead into what looks like absolute darkness. So you are going to need some sort of light source.
Shit. Wait, there's torches.
There are lots of torches on the beach.
Yeah.
Like I said, seem to have been left by the Dark Elves.
I take a torch.
Okay. Who's taking torches?
Am I
Oh,
still?
hell
Are
no.
we still on the boat?
No, you guys are on the
We're
beach
on
at
the
the moment.
Yeah.
We took a
Okay.
rowboat out and everything.
I'm still on the boat.
Oh no,
yeah,
no, no,
I
no,
know.
no.
I don't have a map yet.
Okay.
I didn't make a map of the
That's
beach.
what I was
because-
asking. That's
yeah,
what
I
I was
didn't
asking.
expect you to be on the
okay.
beach for very long.
I thought
No,
you
no,
were
no, no,
gonna
no.
be like, "Oh no, I haven't left the boat yet," and I'm just
No,
like,
no.
"What?"
I need to
I-
make a
I-
grand entrance.
I didn't think you guys would just be doing a lot of exploring on the beach, so I didn't make a map for that.
I need a grand fiery entrance. No, I'll take a torch as well.
I would like
Okay.
to take 3 if that's a thing that I can do.
Just start juggling them.
You'll have to put 2 of them out unless you're like trying to hold 3.
Well, I didn't think they were lit.
Yeah, they're all lit. That's how you.
Okay.
Well, otherwise, you couldn't see anything right now. They are the only light source at the moment.
Okay. I would like to take 2 then.
Okay. Keep 1 lit, or are you keeping both lit? Like 1 in each hand, just
Okay.
Olympian running it.
Squee, hear me out.
Uh-huh.
I want to
Uh-huh.
take 2 lit and 1 unlit. Can I do this?
Sure.
Shove one in.
I will let you know.
Perfect.
It's not going to change how much light you can see because the light is the same density, so it doesn't extend. It doesn't mean you can see farther, if that makes sense.
But it's 2 lights, Squee.
Yeah, I know. But that's not how flashlights work. If I put one flashlight up to the other flashlight, their length doesn't double.
It's double flashlight, Squee.
All right.
I get that.
So Isaac, Anna, and Lucas have 1 kid. What about you?
How tall are they?
How tall or what?
The torches.
Torches.
How
Oh, I mean, like 1.5 feet, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're handheld torches. The torches themselves are on the beach are set up in like holders, but
This
you
is
can just
like-
take them out of the holder.
No, she's right. We could have like one of those like bug tiki torches.
I was more thinking if they're 3 feet, like 4 feet tall, and kid grabs one. I just like the
Use it
imagery
as
of
a
that.
pole.
They're like walking sticks with fire at the top.
Exactly. Kid will grab one, but it's like very careful of them, just like yanks it up near the bottom and like holds it out as far as possible.
Yeah,
They've already had one near experience with fire in this world. They don't want to have another.
All right. So, with that, you guys take. You all take at least 1 torch. Lucas, you take 2, of course, plus an unlit one. Which, I'm going to say at that point, that's pretty much all the torches. Like, I can't imagine they just have a dozen torches sitting
That's
down
what I was
there.
like. I was wondering how many there were. I'm like, I
There
took
would
3,
be
is that a
enough for
thing?
this. But
You know
I
what?
would say 6 torches seems about to be all they would need to cover that beach.
Thinking about it, I won't take a torch because I have a 2-handed
torch?
weapon. Yeah, so I'll rely on you guys for light. That's the word I'm looking for. Light, not items.
Unlit it and just like keep it with you, but not carry it. Maybe just
Sure.
in case something happens to these ones. Then we have
Sure.
a backup.
Unlit it. Guys, she's becoming a dark elf.
She is.
I told you this is just how I speak, but with confidence.
I'm making a cult. All right. With that, you guys proceed down the steps into the ruins. What's your marching order? So I know what order to put you in.
I have 2 torches, so I'll have the best torch. I'll go first.
I'll
Yes,
go right
because
behind him.
2 is better than 1. All right. So Isaac is behind Lucas. Kid, Anna, what's your...
Who wants to go last?
I think Kim wants to go last, based off of the move being moved.
Got it. Okay. Give me a second. I'm making sure that you all have control of your tokens over here and rearranging you. Kid last, Anna second to last, Isaac right behind Lucas. Okay, I am moving you guys over to a map. You will find yourselves far right, about the middle.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, that's not concerning at all.
Look at how
What?
Pretty well made cave.
The dinosaurs? Don't worry about the dinosaurs.
What? I don't see any
I don't know, she
dinosaurs.
just said
This is
that's
not
not cons-
Jurassic
Yeah, I know,
Park.
but maybe she sees things you don't.
Listen,
There's no dinosaurs.
listen.
Um,
Don't do this to me, Squee.
if I did this right, you should see nothing but a hallway. Good. Okay, I'm looking
Yes.
at the stream
Yes.
now. Yeah, you guys see nothing but a hallway. So, just so you know, here's how the torches work. It gives you 30 feet of light and another 30 feet of dim light.
Ooh, nice.
So, So as you march down the stairs and enter into the ruins, you see that the stairs end fairly quickly. It's only a good 20, 30 feet down to the flooring under the ground. The flooring is made out of a polished, or at least at one point it was polished. It's a bit old and ridden now, but a type of granite or sandstone. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's shades of brown and gray. The walls are also made out of the same stone, and despite their age, they are very well placed and well made, and have held up together pretty well. There's a lot of dust down here, but other than that, there's nothing as far as you can see. The hallway ends a good 40 feet in front of you, where you see what looks to be a stone door.
Lucas stops and turns to the group. You know, I never thought about what they actually got killed by. What do you think that was?
I have
More
no idea.
trolls, but cave edition.
Probably.
Cave trolls. Well, good thing we brought torches, I guess.
I mean, we've encountered so many trolls so far. There's water trolls. There's butter trolls. I would not put it past God to put in dungeon trolls.
Who?
You are facing internet trolls.
Yes, internet trolls.
The worst kind.
Well,
I show them my
Yes.
boobs.
Oh,
Oh my god.
okay.
Critical
No,
hit.
anyways, moving on.
I don't see any blood, so I guess I'll just move on then.
Super effective. All right. All right. Yeah. So basically, if everything's working the way it should be, your movement will be restricted. So if you get to the end and you say, "Hey, I can't move any further," that means there's a door, and I will have to move it for you. So let me
Gotcha.
know if and when you want me to move doors and such.
You know what's the good thing about us being in the middle of nowhere underground?
What?
Nobody can see me if I do electricity.
Oh,
Woo!
that too.
That's true.
Nobody can hear you scream. All right.
That's it.
Lucas, yeah, the door seems to be made of wood. It's of stone. It's very sturdy, but it doesn't seem locked by any means, at least not visually.
Lucas hands Isaac a torch and then tries the door.
Okay.
All right, what's your strength, Lucas?
My strength is a 14.
That's not bad. You're gonna have to put your shoulder into it and strain a bit, but you could open it on your own. So it'll be one of those things like you put a hand out and press it, and that's not working. So you get your shoulder into it and you set your feet and you kind of, and it will start grating across the floor. And eventually Lucas can open it. And what you see is a slightly bigger room that looks like is missing a door for some reason. There we go. You see a slightly bigger room. No furniture, nothing in it. It's the same granite stone floor and walls. You can see the ceilings are probably about a good 12 feet high. And you see doors here, here, and here.
Well, stops for a second. Isn't it odd that like these doors are nice and closed?
Yeah.
When an elf probably ran out bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe they're
interesting.
self-resetting door. It's not that hard. All you got to do is add a weight, and he's gonna start talking with nobody listening to himself.
I
about
open
how
this
you
door
can
and
do
I
it.
leave it open. What does it do?
Yeah, actually, as well as you didn't close it in the first place, and as you're walking towards it, you do see it starts to grind back across the floor.
See, all you need to do is add a counterweight and a little rope and a little rock, and it's very easy to do. See, what you do is, and he's going to start writing on the ground a diagram.
And believe it or not, Anna, you can see behind the door a very similar diagram, or basically very similar to what Isaac's drawing on the ground. It does seem to be some sort of pulley counterweight system. A bit more rudimentary than what Isaac's drawing. Isaac's probably making it too complicated.
Oh, he's making it super complicated.
Yeah, but it's very simplistic. That the reason why Lucas had as much trouble as he did opening the door is because he was pushing against the weight to open it.
Dude, he's making it so that it's like a Techno-Wizard counterweight system with gems and telekinesis and shit. Oh, stupid Isaac.
Just pats
Okay.
on shoulder, walks away.
And with that, the door closes.
Actually, good question. Can I open it?
Yeah, what's your strength?
My strength is 18.
Oh yeah, you have an easier time of it than Lucas, certainly. You are gonna have to find something to jam it open in though, because the second you
Oh,
let
no, I
go,
just wanted
it's
to make
going
sure I
work.
could still open it and we weren't being
Yep.
locked in.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any sort of hinge or anything locking it.
Okay.
All right, so you guys have 3 doors. Nothing really much else in this room to speak of.
Is there sound coming from behind any of the doors?
Is there what?
Sound?
No,
Okay.
not at the moment. It's actually eerily quiet. You can hear kind of the settling of stone, but not much other than that. Actually, kid, you can hear something when you get close to the door you're in front of.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like cracking, but wet cracking.
Wet cracking.
Yeah. Is if somehow if wood or crackers or something was being cracked, yet it also sounds slick and slippery.
Okay.
It's fairly faint to your ears, but you can definitely hear it.
Even if they like put their ear against like the stone,
Oh, it gets louder.
but it's just like more of the same. There isn't anything like different
Right.
to it. Okay. Kid would point to the door and say, "There's something happening behind there. It's weird and it's wet grinding sounds. I don't know."
Water cogs. Sounds like techno wizardry. You know anything about water cogs?
And then you attach the wire over here and... Wait, what? What do you want?
Water cogs.
What's a
Crunchy,
water
wet
cog?
water cogs.
That sound... Are you trying to say watercress?
No.
Oh. Well, maybe I'm working. No, but seriously, what do you need?
I guess Kid's going to open this door.
Sure, kid, you can do it like with one hand. It's not. It's you don't
yeah,
know what
I was
Lucas
going
was
to say,
struggling
are you
through.
going to make me roll for this?
No. All of you are strong enough to open these doors. Even Lucas is the weakest, and even he can do it. He just needs to put a little effort into it. So you open the door and you walk into a much larger room that has quite a sight. 4 black elf corpses litter the floor, blood seeping from their wounds. They look to be dead not very long, maybe a couple hours. And you see behind them mass writhing, what looks like oily black tentacles, or maybe thorns or tendrils. It's just a mass of what almost looks like snake-like tendrils weaving in and out of themselves and making that wet, cracking, crackling noise.
Oh, that better not be a shoggoth. Okay. Kid's going to stop and then back through and then close the door again and say, I found the corpses. I don't know what's in there with them, but I don't like it.
Well, they didn't make it very far.
I'm gonna take a look.
Should I go in, grab them, and run out? Or should we try and kill it first?
All good questions. I'd
'Cause
really like to know what's there, though.
It's big and it's black and it's tendrily and it keeps like it's making that noise and I don't like that noise.
Maybe what we should do is ignore that for now. Unless, wait, we need those corpses, don't we?
If we want fresh cash, we do.
Yeah.
Would you like some fresh cash?
Fresh hot cash.
Well, when you say it that way, yeah.
It's free money. It's free money. All right.
In theory, we can try and get the corpses, bring them out, take them to the beach, and then we can always come back down. It's not like it's a one-way trip.
It's very true.
Or a one-ticket trip is probably a better way to phrase that.
Alright, so do you want me to run in and grab them, or should we try and... Because I don't know what that is. I don't know.
I want to know.
Nothing's stopping you, Lucas.
Separate door.
Actually, well, Dora and Kid, who's literally in the way.
Kid will open the door and step out of the way for him. Wait, does it go in or out?
It goes inwards. So
Okay.
you can open the door and then just kind of still step out of the way. Luckily, they close fairly slowly, so Lucas, you have more than enough time to just walk through. And then plus, like I said, you're still strong enough. You can open it yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, Kid like...
So, yeah, you
irks
see much the
behind
same
him.
scene. You see much the same scene. The 4 corpses on the floor and the writhing mass of black tendril-like shapes. There seem to be hundreds of them.
Can I roll for what the fuck that is?
Sure. Go ahead and roll on a galactic lore check, please. It's going to be very difficult.
Roll for what the actual fuck.
Yeah.
I will make it normal, and then you can add all the penalties.
In the words of our old friend Grim, GM, the fuck is that?
No, I don't think I need it.
Unfortunately, Lucas, you have never seen this before.
And Kid
And
closes the door again.
shuts.
Yep.
Okay, well there goes that hot cash. Why don't we try this door? I wasn't talking about. Well, we can try that. Okay,
Which
listen,
door do
just
you want?
pick a fucking door.
Kid picks this door, I guess.
Okay, Kid opens that door.
Nope.
And you see what looks like right in front of you another door, and then like a sharp right. I'm not quite sure what you can see, but around that bend, it looks almost like a backward C, as it looks like 2 doors that lead to the same place, or 2 separate rooms right next to each other. Hard to tell from where you are.
What is this?
As you
Okay, there
shove
you go.
past them.
Those are both doors, so
Those
those
are
are
both
both
doors.
the same basic doors. Yeah.
So now we have a dilemma again: left or right.
We open both doors at the same time.
All right, kid, grab the door.
Kids opening
Anna,
the door.
grab the door. 3 kids already going. Anna, I guess.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah.
It's already doing.
All right, you both open the doors at the same time, and you see that it leads to the same big room.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Why though?
Inside this room, it's much bigger than the other rooms you've seen
Oh,
so
there's
far.
more of them. Oh, there's more
Yep.
of them.
There are
Oh,
more
these?
of those. Yeah, now Anna can see them and
Oh.
Isaac can see them. Those
goody.
are what look like, the best way to describe them would be living bushes of black, wet, oily tendrils that writhe in and out of each other. On the floor, you can see. Oh, go ahead.
I'm so glad you started playing Dark Souls. Jesus Christ.
There's stones littered about the floor. It looks like walls or structures that seem to have crumbled with age. To your right, up above, you see what looks like a fairly new portable table has been set up. The legs seem to fold out, and on it are all manner of alchemical devices and beakers and notes. There also seems to be a small, and Lucas, you can see this, Isaac, you see this hastily scribbled magic circle. And you see 2 separate masses of the black tendril vines, and you can see poking out of one of them looks to be the skeleton of a long dead creature, maybe some sort of reptile, maybe it had wings. It's hard to tell, but it's half encased by the tendrils. And yeah, that's pretty much what you see. You see another door right here, and
Here,
another door that leads
then
down like this. Yeah.
Right next to the thingy.
I would like to
Snooping.
examine the table with kid.
Okay. As you guys walk over to the table, you hear, "What are you doing in my home?"
Oh, I don't like that.
And from the massive tendrils closest to you, Isaac and Kid, they begin to take shape, and a form rises up out of them. And it looks like a snake-like creature with long claws and spines on its back, but it's hard to tell a shape as it's always changing as the tendrils continue to writhe. You can see red glowing eyes, and it's just rises up about 5 feet out of the mass and looks at you.
Hey, so we're just here to find a dude.
Try to be more specific.
Okay, we're here trying to find a wizard. Could be linked to
First
this
things
magical
first.
circle. Yes?
First things first, if you would all
Roll
roll me
initiative.
horror chapter. No, horror
Oh.
chapter.
Horror
Yeah.
chapter.
Horror chapter.
I
That's
get
what the
bonuses
Dark
for
Elves
that.
would say. The Dark Elf GM would say, roll for horror chapter.
Oh, Jesus.
I got
Oh.
7.
Versus?
I'll let you know. Mackenzie failed it. It's
Yeah.
versus 14.
Okay.
Isaac made it. Kid made it.
Whew. Nope.
Lucas did not. So
Okay.
Lucas and Mackenzie, this thing is creeping you the hell out. I am not going to make you, since we are not in combat right now, I'm not going to make you roll like for penalties. I'd rather you just use this to influence your character's roleplay, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Mhm.
Just understand that this thing, for whatever reason, whatever justification you want to give it, this is a creepy motherfucker right here.
And
I think
Isaac's
being a
completely
creepy
fine,
motherfucker
right?
right here is a good enough explanation.
Well, I'm thinking more for Lucas. He tends to typically like those kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's up
And-
to you, Piph.
Isaac just sees this thing as a thing. Like, no
Right.
big deal, right?
Right. And Kid, you probably think it's a creepy motherfucker, but you're barely
Creepy
containing it.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, but you're barely it was a 14, so you're barely
Yes.
keeping it together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks at Isaac and says, "What is, dude?"
A human that looks kind of like myself or that one over there, probably into magic, might have made that circle. We're just here to find him and take him out of here. That's it. I mean, we'll leave.
Yes, leave now.
No, we need him
My
first.
home. He is mine. Leave now.
All right.
Or
Then can I ask you a couple of questions first?
he looks at you silently.
All right. So there's this magic circle kind of like this on our ship that we need to break. Do you know how to break it?
Why would you invite that on the ship?
No.
I'm not inviting him on the ship. Okay, you don't know how to break it. Unfortunately, that was done by that person that is yours. Can we borrow him?
He is mine. No borrow. Leave now.
Listen, we're trying to leave, but you gotta help us, all right? You guys can stop him at any point, by the way.
Isaac?
I'm not gonna do shit.
Kid, you have a plus sign?
As they're having this conversation, Kid's just snooping through the shit on the desk.
Okay. All right. You see what looked to be, as I said, a lot of alchemical agents, a bunch of powder stuff that really... Do you have the chemistry skill?
Nope.
All right, so none of
I
this
think I
makes
was
much
thinking
sense
about
to
it
you.
for a while, but I didn't actually pick it up.
It's a bunch of powders and beakers. You've seen this kind of stuff before. You know, brainy people like to mess with it a lot.
I'm sure there was a Muppet special.
Yeah, and there are some scribbled notes, though in this kind of situation, it's going to be very difficult for you to read them.
That's okay. That's what taking shit is for. Is there just like a
That's true.
notebook, or is it a bunch of loose leaf?
It's a bunch of loose leaflets, yeah. But it's not hard to just like roll up and grab.
Okay, yeah. Kid's gonna grab all of the papers that they can find and just like shove them in a bag.
The being will see you and motion creepily with his hand. Yes, take. Do not care. Take and leave my home. Or
All right.
I do to you as those dark ones.
Do you
So-
want those?
Speaking of those dark ones, can we take their bodies? Is that fine? Do you mind?
I care not. Leave.
Kid's gonna like hold up a hand and go, so is that stuff in there you too, or is that a different thing?
Yes, this my home.
Neat.
I am home. And you actually see the mass sink back into the tendrils. And then you hear a cracking sound as the mass rises up out of the one further down. I am home.
All right. So, you guys want to leave? You guys want to...
Lucas eyes the circle over there.
Anna's gone. Yeah.
Mm,
What about it?
Does the circle look like similar or the same as like the circle on the ship?
Similar. This one looks much more hastily and simply constructed. Whereas the one on the ship, Lucas, Isaac, I'm not gonna make you roll for this. This would be basic knowledge for you. That would take hours to make. This looks like something that was made in a few minutes, 10 minutes maybe.
Does
It's not a bad circle by any means. It's just not one made with a lot of care and detail.
Okay.
Because I'm wondering if this circle is another one for invisibility.
Ooh. Ooh. That's a spicy
Because if-
meatball.
Is it now? But yeah,
Mhm.
because if that fucker can make an entire ship full of gnomes invisible, then I'm pretty sure he can make himself invisible.
That's true.
Mackenzie is typing.
Mhm.
Oh, I just didn't realize I was muted, so I was saying things that aren't that important in the long run.
Oh.
I... Don't put yourself down.
No, it was literally just every time you guys got close, I'd be like calling you back.
Oh. Okay. Do you wanna just leave? Do you wanna keep going? I think Anna wants to split.
Fuck if I want to deal with that.
Right? Lucas.
Just before I do any decisions, do I get any information about that particular circle other than that it was hastily put down?
Roll a magic.
Tell you what, roll me. Remember, we made sure we did make sure that you have a magic skill now. Yes.
I think we pulled a number
Right.
from our
So,
bums.
we were supposed to get together after session, and we never did. But yes, we'll say, just roll me a D100, target of 75 or below. Isaac, how about do the same, but yours would be much lower, like 30 or below, because
All
you're a
right.
level 1 techno wizard.
I am a level 3. Good sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're a level 3, so make it 45 or below.
All right. 45 and below. I got 32.
Look at that.
All right. Both of you would be able to tell, fairly quick glances, that this type of magical circle is more for. It has many practices, capabilities, and uses. It's a utility circle that is designed to keep people or things outside the circle safe from whatever is happening inside the circle. Lucas, beyond that, you would know that this is used a lot for experimentation. Like, I don't know exactly what this is going to do, so I'm going to do it here so that I don't blow off my eyebrows. But as I said, they have many uses. They are basically just a damage shielding magic circle.
To protect whatever is within. And with it,
Whatever is without from with whatever is in. So in other words, to protect whatever is outside of it from whatever is inside of it.
It's like a blast shield.
Like a blast shield.
To contain something inside, and there's nothing inside, which means it broke containment, which means that this thing might have been in there. Neat. All right. That's the conclusion that I'm getting. Woo! All right. What direction do you guys want to go?
Yeah, you can see the thing is starting to get impatient. Its tentacles are writhing more quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you guys, but me as a player, I really want to look more like deeply into the ruins because this shit's interesting.
I don't mind. I don't mind any way.
Well, as a GM, do you guys mind if I say something? It's not giving you any clues or anything, but there's nothing saying that you can't, if you choose, step back for a few minutes, explore what you have, and come back. Or just, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing saying that you have to straight up leave if you choose to expeditiously retreat.
That is very true. All right, so then let's grab the bodies, give them to the people, and then maybe we can actually ask them, like, hey, does this sound like a thing to you? Because we've got no idea. Are there the dark elves or the gnome crew?
That is an excellent idea, because if that is the case, like if we can get information and the bodies out, we can get our money, tell the people about this, maybe gain some information, and they have no point in staying.
Sounds like an excellent idea.
We get out. Cool.
All right.
Okay, so I'll speed things along a little bit for you guys. You go back to the other room to grab the bodies. The being rises out of those tendrils as well and watches you, and even says while you're doing it, "Why take?"
Because we're getting paid.
You don't want it.
What is paid?
It's an
money.
exchange. You get one thing for another that you want and the other person wants.
Ah,
We get shinies for these people to be returned to their families. Even if they're dead.
you leave, and Aura Sig does not kill you.
Is that your name?
Exchange, yes.
Yeah, probably. Kind of like that, yeah. I
Hey,
guess.
is that skeleton legs over there?
That is skeleton legs over there.
Wow.
What are you
Partially-
doing with skeleton legs over there?
You've got several skeleton legs everywhere.
Does Lucas say this?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fool would not leave. Became Aurora Sig's food.
Is that the wizard?
You leave before same happen.
That's the plan.
Okay, yeah, kid's just gonna like haul both of these corpses over their shoulders and just
Got
start
it.
walking out.
So you guys grab the corpses, you start walking out.
Yep.
As you walk out, you hear goodbyes.
Bye.
Later.
Last in and first out. Bye, bitches.
Well,
my-
I don't have a beach map again.
That's okay. Theater of the mind.
Yes, we'll have to use Theater of the Mind. So,
We just casually walk out of the ruins like, hey, we got your bodies.
so you guys walk out of the ruins with the bodies, and as you walk out of the ruins, is it? No, maybe. Well, is this ship closer than it was when you went down? It certainly looks like it's sailing towards you. No, wait, it looks like it's sailing towards your ship. Oh, no, wait, it seems to have seen you. It looks like it's, oh, yeah, it's changing course. All right, no, now it's alongside your ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, kid's
now
gonna
there's
start-
rowboats coming out.
Kid's gonna start speed walking down and then start full on sprinting. down
Let's
the
get in our
beach.
rowboat and get back to our ship. Right? That's what's happening,
Well,
right?
No, a rowboat. No. So a rowboat is approaching the beach towards you
Oh.
guys.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I thought you were just like,
But-
they're going into rowboats towards the ship. And I was
No. So what happened was, let me try and explain this a little better. As you exited, it certainly looked like that ship was headed towards your ship, but it seems to have pulled up. When I say alongside it, I don't mean right up alongside it, but alongside it, and then there's now a rowboat headed towards the beach.
Okay.
So
kid's
either
only
it was
speed
always
walking.
headed that way, or maybe it was headed towards your ship and changed course. Hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
They were gonna fucking
AKA,
steal
you
from
guys
us.
might be the most lucky motherfuckers. They were totally going to steal everything, but you walked right out way before I expected you to, and really,
These assholes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind. I guess spoiling it a little bit for you. Oh yeah, no, they were like, oh yeah, hey, that's some nice decanters you got there.
Yep, I fucking knew it.
Um,
I fucking knew they were pirates. I fucking.
But your characters don't know this, so at least they don't know this because they don't have a
We have a
GM.
good suspicion. Maybe not pirates,
Yeah,
but
sure.
there's good suspicion
No,
that
yeah.
they're not upright.
Suspicions you might have. I can
Yeah,
Mhm.
kid's still speed walking.
Here, there we go. A beach of sorts.
That's a very white sandy beach we got there.
Yeah, extremely
well.
white.
I'm improving.
It's not as white as me, though.
And as
No,
you
I
guys
just
exit
self-deprecation.
it takes about 10 minutes or so for the rowboat to get to you, and in it is a crew of about 6 dark elves and the captain. And she gets out and she says, "It seems that you have recoverized my companions."
Yeah.
Wait,
Gonna
no,
keep doing it.
sorry, wrong NPC. Got to get out of that voice. She starts talking just like the monster. No, she says, "Yes, it seems that you have recoverized my companions."
Yes. Here they
Oh,
are.
hang on. Now I see what you guys are talking about, the white sandy beach. Okay, that's weird. Why is that not showing?
Yeah.
Weird. Oh.
Oh, you didn't
that's-
intend for this?
No.
Oh, I
This
drew you a
should
beach.
be- No, it's supposed to be this.
Oh,
There we go.
Wow.
Much
much
I
I
better.
like the
yes.
one we drew, Squee. Turn it back.
I
We
may
worked so
have
hard
put
on
that
it.
We had
on the
arts and
dynamic
crafts.
lighting layer.
You put it on the dynamic lighting layer.
Well done.
Well, we have a good beach.
There. You guys did a better job. So, in fact, because we're in the Underdark, give me a second here.
Laughing brought back my headache.
Oh, honey.
There, because
Quit
we're in
hurting
the Underdark.
yourself. Holy shit. All right, that works.
So the captain says, "You seem to have recoverized my companions."
Kid
Yes.
throws the bodies into the boat and holds out a hand.
Please, a little more respect, if you would be so kindle.
What?
Kid waves their hand, palm up, at her.
Yes, a deal is a deal. What was in there, if I may ask? She says as she pulls out a coin pouch.
Big black tangly thing that kept
Oh.
talking.
What was its name?
I
Console?
don't remember.
Oh, Squee. What was its name?
You guys roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
I remember.
Yeah, kid remembers. It's Aurora Sig. Here, I'll...
Aurora Sig, right?
There.
Aurora Sig, Lord of Darkness. Actually just a thing that likes to devour people.
No, it didn't eat these guys.
Yeah, well, it was
Yet.
going to devour them. And us, unless we removed them.
Said it
I
was going to
see.
kill us.
I'm afraid I've never heard of a beast like that, but there are many abominations in the Underdark that many do not know of.
You mean abominations?
I'm sorry, I'm unfamiliar with that word.
I'm unfamiliar with...
Really.
Alright. Yes. We went in, we encountered it, and then we said, nope, got your guys, and left. It would be a good idea to make sure people know not to come here, because that thing can kill you fairly quickly.
I see. Well, I will certainly pass it along. Perhaps a military expedition should be requested to come here and deal with it. We shall see. Well then, back to your ship?
Yeah, back to our ship.
Well then, we wish you good luck in your travels. Your strange crew, Captain, seems to be more competent than I first believed. My compliments to you.
My complimentaries to you as well.
She nods, not even skipping a beat, and they get back into the rowboat and row back off to their ship. And if they seem just a little upset, maybe that's just your imagination.
Probably just our imagination.
By the way, they gave you a coin pouch. That's important. I did not mention that. They gave
I
you a
was
coin
gonna
pouch.
say,
Mhm.
Yeah, they give you a coin pouch.
Is that a crab?
It's supposed to be a crab. I don't remember how many legs they have.
They have 6. Plus they're pincers.
That's unimportant.
Beautiful, Mackenzie.
All right. So you guys getting back in rowboats back to your ship?
Yes, because I wanted to ask the captain something or
Gotcha.
other. I can't remember his name.
So back to your ship.
Oh.
Bye, crab friend.
Hi, Crab.
Look, you can go to that beach anytime you want. You know,
We
you
just
ever
might.
feel nostalgic.
Yeah.
And you just miss it.
Yeah, just watch us. All right, so we're gonna head back to the ship. Get on
All right.
board.
And by the time you get back to your ship, the Dark Elves have gotten aboard theirs and have started sailing away. And as you guys get back to the ship,
Them.
aye, it's a good thing you got out when you did. She was headed straight for us.
Yeah, we saw.
Aye. Maybe they were going to look more thoroughly. Maybe they had something else in mind. Either way, glad that they changed their mind when they saw you. Well, speaking of which, you're back. But you ain't got no wizard, and we still invisible.
Yeah, about that. Wizard is now a part of a creature that or belongs to a creature, maybe a part of it. In that wreck. So, Wizard's gone. It's just gone.
We don't know that, but Kid's going to describe Aurora Sig to the captain and crew and see if anyone knows what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Nay, lass, we've never heard of anything quite like that, but the Underdark be full of creatures. Many parts of it have never even been explored. But if it is what you're describing, it doesn't sound like any worldly beast I've ever seen. And you say... So you're saying Sons is a part of it now?
It was saying that he belongs to it. He wouldn't leave or something like that, and it was really upset.
You mean like enslavement?
We didn't see him, so I don't know.
I think the word belongs might be a slavey word. I think that's a slavey word. That's pretty slavey, right?
Well, everything else in there was dead.
Our slave owners used to use that word quite a bit. And you hear like from somewhere on the deck, as before we cut their throats, yar! Aye, that be true. So, the wizard may be trapped by this creature. I'm not liking the sound of that. Sons may be a bit weird, but he seemed like an upright fellow.
And he's also the one that can get rid of this.
Aye, that be true too. So, I'm afraid I have no knowledge of this thing, but did you find nothing there? Nothing that could help you?
Kid pulls out the papers from the bag, or from that they got from the desk, and says, I found these. There was a table and on it. I didn't really know what they were used for, but I grabbed these.
You see one of them kind of taken from you by what looks to be midair. Why? This is Son's handwriting, sure enough. Notes of some kind. And I'll write these out, but I'll go ahead and give you the what the notes say as well. And like I said, I'll write them out before next session for you.
Mm-hmm.
But they do seem to be notes from the wizard Sans, and it would seem that when he got into these ruins with the intention of performing experiments, he came across this being that called itself Aurora Sig. And while this isn't a journal so much as lab notes, I guess you would say, it's a bit hard to piece together exactly what happened, as there hasn't been much effort put into describing events, but much more effort into describing testing. And apparently the wizard had been running tests on the black tendrils using a hastily created magical circle. the notes seem to denote that physical damage, his dagger and things of that nature, seem to hurt it, but it seemed to be very resistant to it. He did note that silver seemed to have a decent effect on it, and any spells he cast at it seemed to kill the tendrils, which Aurora Sig did not like at all. And more specifically, there are notes there that does anyone here have the chemistry skill?
No.
Again, I was thinking about picking it up, but I never actually did.
I don't.
All right, Isaac or Lucas?
Why would you ever ask?
All right. Well, it looks like there's like a formula there for a concoction that might also do damage to the tendrils, but none of you guys really understand how that works.
Tendril
There's a bunch
be gone.
of diagrams and something about moles, but there's no moles here, and so that's all a bit of beyond you. But the case notes kind of end where Sans is talking about getting more tired and getting harder to concentrate, and the notes start getting much less legible and almost confused, and they go from bad handwriting but very intelligently written to almost to like the addled writing of someone with Alzheimer's. You know, doesn't focus on anything in particular. The chair in the room broke today. I really must talk to Martha about getting a new one. You know, like things like that make no sense. And then it just ends.
So you had time to write things down after his experience with him.
Yes, he absolutely did. For whatever reason, it seems like he was not killed or hurt. In fact, he managed to conduct experiments on parts of Aurora Sig without Aurora Sig. Now, there's nothing about maybe Aurora Sig tried to kill him and couldn't for some reason. Maybe he didn't try. That you have no idea. But what you can tell from this is that he was able to conduct some experiments on him. But somehow, some reason, his notes just got more and more confused. And then just stopped altogether.
That was also what I said was also set in character.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Although this is kind of a side note, but during the initial conversation, Anna definitely went and looked for some booze in the ship.
Yeah, well, if there's one thing the ship has is rum.
Yeah, okay. So she has a bottle of rum.
It tastes awful and fabulous.
You alky.
Which should be the description of almost any alcoholic beverage. Tastes awful and delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Except for me.
With the
I
first
can't
part.
stand it. Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yes, I'm gonna shut up now.
All right, so I don't know. Like I said, I've been thinking about giving Kid like the chemistry thing for like a while now. If they took like the time to study it, would they be able to?
So that is kind of one of the big things of your character and why you held back on so many skills. That said, yes, it's going to take you. Roll me 1d4, please.
Oh boy. Shit.
It's going to take you 4 days to do it.
Oh, 4 days? I thought you were going to be like, it's going to be 4 weeks.
No. So the whole one of the thing with kids' traits, because of their increased intelligence, is they can learn things and discern things very quickly. And for the viewers, mechanically, what that means is that Kid did not take a lot of the skills that she should have at level 1. She kept a lot in reserve. And when she wants to learn something new very quickly, she will then use one of those skills. However, it's not just to get a jail-free card. It does take some time to learn, and she has to have some sort of catalyst. Like she can't just magically, I know Kung Fu. But those notes would certainly act as a catalyst. So if kids spent 4 days studying the notes, you could get the chemistry skill. However, it would be set like at like a level 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, you could certainly do so if you wanted to spend the time to do it.
Sure, why not? I've got a shit ton.
All right, so you see kid like sit down somewhere and just start studying the notes?
Pretty much. They just like they hand the notes out and then they like take them back and then they like go off to a corner and start reading over them and then like start scribbling down on some paper, just like, okay, well maybe no wait.
I would say after a couple hours, one of the probably the cleric would cleric Weiss would kind of understand what you're saying, and he'd say there be some chemical supplies in the med bay if you're wanting to experiment a bit. And he would point to, I'll go ahead and drag your character over there. There is a table here with a bunch of invisible stuff. Because everything on the ship is invisible. But that said, kid, if you got help and took like a couple hours to feel things out and mark them somehow, that would aid you in learning chemistry.
I mean, kid does have paint.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this, actually, kid, I will tell you what. If you take an extra day to paint all the chemistry equipment so you can see it, you can add 5% to the base chemistry skill.
Perfect. I will do that then. What is the base chemistry skill?
Give me a second, I'll look it up. In fact, why don't you, the rest of you, discuss what you want to do next and I'll look that up.
That's how you spell it.
And keep in mind that it's going to take kid 5 days to learn what she's learning, so whatever you're planning on doing is probably going to take at least that long.
Okay. Well, how do we want... We're going back for the dude, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's what kid's planning on anyways. That's the reason that they're like looking over this, so that we can go back and, if not get the dude, at least like go through the rest of the ruins, because who fucking knows what else is out there, man.
That's true. Well, I have an idea.
Oh.
But it would be to solve the whole invisibility problem. It's up to you, though, if you want to try it.
Maybe share it before we decide?
Remember, before the session, I was talking about that anti-magic cloud?
Oh, right.
I mean, we could try it.
Do we have the ability to do that?
If I
Lucas
recall
does.
correctly, there's an item that Lucas has.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Lucas, would you roll me another magic check, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Nope.
All right. Well, I mean, I work.
Well,
What's the consequences
Have
if it
no
doesn't?
idea.
Oh, in worst case scenario, we all die.
Oh boy.
So, see, the reason why I haven't been messing with the circle is, you see, if it actually changes in a specific way, it kind of does, what I like to call something fucking random.
In
And that
quotation
could
marks.
be anything. But
Well-
whatever it is, probably going to be on the more active side, because unstable things are not particularly the most, I put this,
stable?
close.
Predictable.
Yes.
Alrighty.
But I mean, we're not technically messing with the circle, sort of.
We're just messing adjacent to it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's on you guys. Kid's gonna be fucking around with a chemistry set.
I mean, if you guys don't want to do that, I'll just go back to learning these scrolls. 5 days would let me learn breathe without her.
That's pretty neat. Lucas thinks for a while. Well, Lucas is about to open his mouth. Hey, does your crew have a name, like a group crew name?
Though we haven't been using it lately, the irony is a bit poignant.
Ooh, I do love irony.
Yeah,
But I'll leave it be since it does make you the most comfortable, I suppose.
No, I don't mind sharing it with you. Just explaining why we haven't really been using it of late. After we took over the ship and disposed of our enslavers, we decided to call ourselves the Untouchables.
Ooh. You can see the irony there.
That's good.
Well, I'm not quite sure how much you guys really like or dislike being invisible or anything like that. I do have a few ideas about this whole magic circle and maybe turning it off or on or something like that. But my favorite idea that I've had was instead of actually trying to turn it off, change it, or just dispel it completely, modify it. Basically put a second circle around the first one and kind of having a spell that can color you guys but still have the invisibility spell. I want you guys basically to be shadows, if that sounds cool to you guys. If you want that.
No, laddie, that sounds downright awful. Who would be willing to do trade with a bunch of shadows? We'd be treated like monsters more than anything else. A bunch of wee gnomes look like shadows running around trying to sell barley. Could you imagine such a thing?
That's true.
I appreciate the idea, but I do not think our own families would accept us if we looked like shadows.
Also true. But gosh darn, would that be cool.
If you say so, lad.
Bunch of shadow people going around doing stuff.
I mean, like, as a GM, my heart goes out to you. That's amazing. But
Oh, look, it's Peter Pan.
but I mean, like, as a professional trader, not a good idea.
I mean, it's
Well, I
that
have
or being
almost
invisible,
nothing else
so...
that- Well, there's almost nothing else that I can actually change it to do something else. Though it would probably be more horrific you were like a solid red color or something like that. Probably not the best.
Is there no spell to reveal something that's invisible?
Well, technically I do have something that like that, but it's more of a physical object.
I mean... Yeah? I have a scroll that's see the invisible.
I'm not sure how that would work, lad, but wouldn't that mean you'd have to cast that on the rest of the world?
Not necessarily. It would have to take a lot of time or effort. A lot of bullshit. But let's say if I were to make a device that uses light or sound waves in an area and just essentially shoot that spell through whatever it does. Like, what if I made a boombox? You don't know what a boombox is. Lucas, what if I made a boombox and just had it, like, not even say the thing, but ultrasonically do see invisible? And just had it in the middle of the ship. I mean, they'd go back to being invisible when they stepped off the ship, but while they're on the ship, it'd be visible. It would take like a month or change, but yeah, I don't know.
No, I think that would work. Having an aura of see invisible would probably have anyone who's in the aura be able to see invisible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
I'll let both of you know because you guys would be able to puzzle this out together. I believe the see invisible spell naturally is for a target, like this individual can see invisible things.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that you can't alter it, like Lucas said. You could
Yeah.
conceivably develop or alternate the spell to become an aura type thing, and you could conceivably create a device that would do that. So
Yeah,
yes,
that's
it is
fundamental
possible.
techno-wizardry. It's taking a
Fundamental-
spell, twisting it, and doing
Right.
that kind of thing.
Here's the thing. You would have to learn how to change the spell to the parameters you need. You would have to be in a technologically advanced society that would have the items you would need to create such a thing. You would have to have the skill to create it, which that's the least of your worries. And then you'd have to get it back to the ship with a wizard or someone else with PPE to constantly power it. Those are the hurdles you would have to jump through to do it. Not impossible, but kind of impossible where you are.
Gosh,
Techno Wizard
Squee,
needs technology.
You said something that I've been thinking of for a while, and I don't want to try to piggyback off of exactly what you said. But Lucas does go to his second idea. Besides altering it, to actually have another spell on top of the original spell, he looks back down, like he kind of like taps his foot down to where the circle might be. That thing is being powered by I don't know what. It has some sort of magic something. And to be honest, to have something going for this long, it's pretty ridiculous without actually having a power source. So, it's either A, connected to something, or B, actually has the particular know-how to actually expend more to extend the time by a lot. I'm guessing it's the second one. But if we actually do attach, just say, a very magic-heavy spell to it, it might drain it faster.
That is true. That is very true. I mean, what would be a super magic heavy spell that you have?
Lucas sweats a bit.
Is
I have
it the
charismatic
pie?
aura.
I mean, I
Oh,
could do a different
God.
one. I
Oh,
can do a
God.
different one. I don't need to do that one.
I'd rather you didn't do that one.
That's yes.
I have charismatic aura. That's pretty high. Out of character, it's 10 PPE. But I'm pretty sure you have better things. So I can help you with stuff. I like this idea of draining. Just to try and drain it out. Then, hey, maybe we don't need to mess with the big, huge, scary thing.
Drink to that.
Well, to be honest, we probably still need to deal with the big, huge, scary thing anyway.
Fuck.
Scrunch his face.
Yeah, Lucas, you also know. I'm just thinking through what you said because I have to I have to consider these words. Nothing that you said doesn't make sense. You would have to know what and where this power source even was and how to tap into it like the magic circle does. That would take a lot of effort and some skill rolls, especially since the first time you rolled on this magic circle, you didn't learn anything of that nature. That said, Lucas, and I'll put this out there, Isaac, you as well. Kid's about to spend 5 days learning chemistry. That means that you could also probably spend another couple days studying it and might be able to remake some rolls, if that makes sense.
Yeah, let's spend some days learning about this.
Oh yeah, Kid, it's 30% and 5 per level. Since you taking an extra day to paint all the chemistry, 35% is what you're going to start at. It raises 5 per level, and remember, you get to add your super smart bonus to it.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Like, is that with or without? But okay, so
That's without the super. That's just the base. At level 1, you start normally at 30, but you're starting at 35. So, and what your bonus is like 12%?
10%.
10%. So technically,
It can
for
be
you,
12 if you want it to
Nope.
be.
Nope. For you, it'd be 45%.
All right, so 45 and then plus 12 or plus 5 whenever I end up leveling up again one day, maybe.
Correct. If you guys ever convince your GM to give you experience or something. So sorry, let me get these crystal decanters out of the way that you still own. It was totally going to be gone when you came out of that cave, but you were only in there like 30 minutes.
If that.
If that.
Went into like 2 doors, went,
Yeah.
oh, all right, we're going.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
That is always something as a GM, like it's always in the back of your head, but you never actually expect your players to do it. It's smart. It makes so much sense.
Well,
But you
it's
never
not a
expect
one-way
your
trip
players to
this
do it.
time.
It's true. I'm kind of proud of you guys.
Well, you did point it out to us as well.
That we could
Well,
just
only
leave.
after you guys had already made it very clear that you wanted to leave. I would not have said such a thing if it hadn't already been clear that some of you at least really wanted to go. So, Lucas, is that something you'd want to do? Spend a couple of days studying the magic circle more?
Yes.
All right.
I do remember you saying that I basically learned about the magic circle, just not specifically this magic circle.
What your role told you last time was that it was a very high-skilled, highly constructed magical circle that was acting as the local power source, not the power source, but the local power source that was running this enchantment. That the enchantment was permanent as long as the power source was intact, and that disrupting the circle would disrupt the spell, but unfortunately you didn't know enough about the circle to know what part to disrupt without possibly causing havoc.
Mm-hmm. I do also remember you saying that if I wanted to try to use circle magic in the future, that was a thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so correct. So you did kind of learn that talent. I'm sure it's something that's always been, you've had the fundamentals down, but this really helped it gel for you.
Ooh,
so tell you what, Kid's gonna spend 5 days doing that. Let's say Lucas and Isaac, you spend 5 days studying what you can about this magic circle. Both of you go ahead and roll me another magic check. Again, Isaac, yours will be, what did I say, 35? No,
45.
45 because of your level 3. Wow.
Oh, honey.
Well,
Wow.
legendarily fail. Legendary fail. Let's work through this.
Succeed by 1.
But isn't that for a knowledge check, though?
Oh my god, is it? Is it for a knowledge check?
Yeah, like knowledge checks don't count because you can't legendarily know something. So, I mean, like you remembered it good or you spectacularly forgot it. That doesn't mean
Or you
anything.
accidentally stumble upon something and screw something up that works in your favor.
That's an action, not a knowledge check.
I hate that rule. I hate it.
Well, I'm sorry, but like,
Like
otherwise it's like
more
we're all
often than
galactic
not,
lore.
our fucking 100s are knowledges.
Our knowledge checks. Yeah, I know.
Sucks. Ugh.
I know. But
All right, I don't know
Lucky-
anything. I'm useless.
lucky for you guys, Lucas, you succeeded by 1.
Oh boy.
So here's additional information you learn. And Isaac, this you do learn this circle incredibly intricate and complex, very complicated. Lucas, you learn that this magic circle is actually tied to another magic circle that is set in the center of a ley line nexus. They act as a portal, one drawing power from the other. So essentially, this magic circle is drawing power from a ley line nexus. You also learn that from the make of the magic circle, it was not particularly designed to cast invisibility on the crew. It looks like this magic circle was designed to cast invisibility at will on the ship as a whole, but the actual inscriptions were not finished properly. That said, because you, like I said, you just barely passed. You could attempt to alter this magic circle, and you're fairly certain that if you alter it, you're not going to blow everyone up. You're not positive you're going to fix it, but at least you know the parts to stay away from. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So you could alter it, and it would have a random different effect. And you can ensure that you're not going to have a random, like, fireball the ship. But there's still any number of possibilities as to what could happen, because if you alter the circle, you would have to alter the existing writing to say something else. It's almost like changing graffiti to say something not insulting. That's what you'd have to do. And if you succeeded, you might be able to do a positive effect. If you failed, it would have an unintended effect. But at the very least, you know enough now that you probably won't blow everyone up.
Not everyone.
But the most important thing is there's no way you're draining a ley line nexus of all its energy. Not going to happen.
Do you want to bet?
So you would either need to erase the circle at the ley line nexus, which that you don't really know where it is, or you would need someone who, quote unquote, made the circle to dismantle the circle properly, or you can attempt to do it yourself.
What? Lucas will continue to leave this thing alone. He knows enough about magic that, like, this is fine for now. We're not the last resort sort of thing. This is fine.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll say that took about the 5 days. Anna, what are you doing during these 5 days?
Oh, I don't know. There's like an outside to this island that's not just caves, right?
Yes, there is. However, it's well, you know what? Roll me a D100. While you're doing that, Isaac, I'll give you this. You probably quickly decided the first day that this circle was beyond you. So you still had time to finish learning that scroll.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Whoa.
hey, no problem. I mean, like, I figure with that kind of roll, you'd be like, yeah, I need to learn more before I touch this. And at least so it wasn't a total waste. You now know breathe without air. Anna, yeah, it's mostly just rock and sand. Nothing really to speak of. There's a lot of ruins. You can kind of explore the ruins. You don't really find anything of value unless you really like sandstone.
No.
In that case, you hit the treasure trove.
Yes. I mean, also after that, I think it would rather just be like trying to explore the outside, but not going in, and also maybe just
Right.
working out. She can't do anything magic.
You
She
do
doesn't want to know chemistry.
you do notice that there aren't any of the black tendril things above the surface, so there's that at least. Oh, and you did find another
Another bottle of rum?
no a another cove that you could land on the other side of the island. However, there doesn't seem to be any entrance to the ruins from that side.
Okay. Is it like you're hiding in this cove, or is it just like it was
No,
so obvious
like you could use it's like another beach.
Okay.
So it's another landing point. If you guys had ended up sailing around the other side of the island, you would have found a place to land.
Okay.
And then probably would have had to walk across the island to get to the entrance. But yeah, so that's what you find. All right, so Kid, you have your chemistry skill, yes?
I do indeed.
All right, so I'm not going to make you roll for this knowledge. You have the knowledge, but so here's what you know after studying for 5 days. You think you pretty much got a grasp on this.
Okay.
Given many of the ingredients back down in the dungeon that you now recognize, thinking back, going, oh, that's what that was. Oh, that's what this was. You could, depending on how successful a roll was, you could make several like glass containers of a powdery type substance that you could use almost like a grenade like fashion, or pour it or something of that nature, that according to the notes would eat through the tendrils, so do decent damage to it. And the notes indicated that this was actually supposed to be designed to cut back the brambles to get to areas of the ruins that he was having trouble reaching because of the black tendrils.
Okay.
But you theorize, being Kid, that you could also probably make it some sort of powdery grenade type substance. So if you were to go back down there, or if you were to find these alchemical ingredients other places, you could make, depending on how well you roll, several of these said devices.
She's just gonna go back down there. They already know they're there.
Yeah.
Just go down and be like, hey, I forgot something. Okay, bye. I don't know, unless someone wants to like go with them, because
Oh, you mean you're like now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, guys. Kid wants to go back onto the island. That said, however, we are typically where we stop the session for the day, so might be a good time to stop here with Kid coming back up. Actually, well, we can do that in character. So, Kid, you come back up. What would you say? How would you approach this?
I need to go back.
What do you mean by back?
No, the episode already cut off, and there's the big like lost thing going in there, floating at the screen.
Jesus. Kid points back to the island and goes, I need to go get the stuff from the table. The notes are for a chemical. He was making a thing that would cut back the tendril things. I don't know if he knew it was attached to like, well, obviously a living thing, but like a thinking thing. And all the ingredients are there, and so if I'm going to use this, I need to get those, and there's no point in leaving only to come back if they're just right there. So yeah, I'm going back in.
You know you're very likely going to be attacked when you go in again.
Say that again? I couldn't hear you.
You know you're very likely going to be attacked when you go into the ruins again, correct?
Do you think I can see in the dark?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Or is it attracted to light?
I suppose that's a question for it.
Because well, not that I'm recommending Kid going alone, but I know Kid and I will not have. Wait, Kid, would you have issues in there? Do you need to have at least some light to be able to see, or can you?
Kid's got dim light vision, right? But not dark vision.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Yeah, you have really good. You have like the eyes of an owl, basically. You can see in very low light environments, but you do need some sort of light.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Then neither of us can see without the torches.
Well, I guess we're going. Pack up your stuff.
You also would know, and Kid, you remember this specifically. The notes did say that normal weapons hurt it, but seemed to be resistant to it. Needed to be silver weapons or something magical or that powder.
Okay.
How do you think it's going to react to me? Let's say that much.
That's a
Chimney?
good question.
What do you
To
mean
me.
chimney? Oh, to you.
To me.
Good question.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, we will.
Hopefully he doesn't just absorb it.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, next time. All right. Well, then, yeah, if you guys have any questions throughout the week about this or what you want to take with you, by all means, ask me, and I will let you know. But yeah, so that powder, some sort of silver or magical items or weapons, I believe that would include psionic weapons. I'll have to look that up, but I believe things like a Psyblade for those kind of purposes count. I really got to look it up, but I'm almost positive they do.
I don't
Yeah, you
know.
can
It
finally
depends
use
on the
your
monster.
Scythe.
Yeah. I'll have to look up the actual stat blocks for what I'm using for this. So,
Okay.
But that said, I would also allow something like Kid, if you are successful in making this powder and you use it to coat a weapon, that would
Mhm.
give you a certain number of hits where it would work.
Ooh.
And any weapon works. It's just resistant to it.
Hold
So
on, I gotta check something.
mhm,
Let's
mhm.
see. Oh, it's only on self. Never mind.
So
I was
hey,
really hoping to put animal weapons simple on Kid.
so hey, on the bright side, you guys retreated a bit, and now you're going back in with knowledge of what you're facing instead of learning all that in the middle of a fight.
Would I still have my horror factor?
I would probably I'll make you guys roll again, but you'll probably have a small advantage to it because you've had 5 days to
Get
Psych
drunk.
Just
yourself.
think about it.
To steal
Just
yourself.
To not sleep.
like. I mean, I could. I guess realistically, that could also work the other direction. You've had 5 days to think about it, but you're heroes, so let's go with the.
It's Anna. She gets
Yeah.
angry.
Yeah, so I would give you both a small. All of you would have a small advantage next time.
Okay, so Isaac and Kid are also going to have to reroll.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a brand new thing. That said, you guys did succeed. So actually, you know what? Isaac and Kid, go ahead and roll the second part of your horror factor to see if that would have given you a permanent boost.
Okay.
Because technically you succeeded, right?
Yeah, so just roll another d20.
D20 under my
Yes.
mental endurance.
Correct. You bet. Well, just roll a d20. You just need a natural 20.
I got a 6 under 27.
No, you need if you get a natural 20, you'll get a permanent boost to it.
Okay.
I believe that's how that works.
No.
No.
We used
No,
to
no.
always do it under your ME score and by how much.
Right. No, that is your effect, how much you are or not affected. But to get a permanent increase, it was only if you got a critical.
So it would have to be a 1.
No.
Because a
no.
natural 20 was a failure because you
Oh,
want
yeah,
to
you're
get
right, you're right,
under
you're right,
mental
you're right.
affinity.
Sir, you are correct. Because that is always in reverse.
Yes.
I don't know. The horror factor things always confuse me. It's a horrible thing for a GM to say, but it's such a confusing thing. But in any case, yes. So with that, everyone, thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us next Tuesday where we have another Curse of the Crimson Throne episode. where our
Yeah.
merry band of NPC collectors continues to figure out the plague that's plaguing the city. Puns.
Yeah.
And next Wednesday for more 3 Galaxies.
Yeah. Ta-ta.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.